Hey everyone, I'm Sana. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to have this journey in time and discuss 10 most beautiful, charming people of the 1920s who are all absolutely dead right now. First, we start with Zelda Fitzgerald, who was born as Zelda Sarah, and she was an American novelist, painter, dancer, entertainer, and of course, she was married to Elvis Scott Fitzgerald, who was a famous writer and inspired his characters from the vibrant personality of Zelda Fitzgerald, who, as I said, was an accomplished writer and artist in her own right and wrote so many stories, plays, and novels during her lifetime. She was also an early advocate for women's rights, and she used to show her thoughts and her beliefs in her writings and artistic in the first. I think it was pretty common and easy to confuse creativity with her mental illnesses and insanity at that time because she was hospitalized because of her mental health between 1930s and 1940s. It's most of her lifetime, it's most of her life, it's a time that she could use for being more creative and just adding to this world instead of getting dragged in psychiatric hospitals at that time. Jason was crazy. Rodolfo Valentino was an Italian actor from the silent era who was mostly famous for his dark, exotic looks as well as charismatic and strange persona. He was known for his roles in The Shade and Blood and Sand, and it just turned him into a legendary romantic idol. It even earned him the nickname of Great Lover of the Silence. But his untimely death at the age of 31 just shocked the world and led to an outpouring of grief from his fans, who just gathered outside the hospital where he was being treated in, and his funeral in New York City was attended by a massive crowd of people. And of course, there was this woman called Dorita Palamé, who used to wear a black dress and hold a single rose and go to his grave every year. As she said this story so many times to so many people, I think she used to be very sick when she was 14, and Valentino used to do this favor to her mother and check up on her at the hospital and just tell her that she's gonna be okay and live a very long life. But in case that he died sooner than her, he kept a promise from her that she would go and visit her so that he wouldn't be alone when he's dead, which I think is very emotional and existentially disturbing. But of course, Miss Palamé stopped doing that after 30 years because she just made it a traditions for dozens of women to wear black dresses and to maybe show off with a single rose at the grave of Rodolfo Valentino on his anniversary every year. The next one is Wallace Reid, who was an American silent film actor who also died at the age of 31 because of his struggles with drug addiction, and it just had a significant impact on the industry at that time. And his story sparked these conversations about mental health and drug abuse, and it led to just more public awareness about these stuffs. William S. Hart was an American actor, screenwriter, director, producer,
Wow.
And he was mostly known for his right good guy roles, and was often regarded as one of the first great stars of the Western film genre. Hart's on-screen persona as a strong, stoic cowboy with a sense of justice and honor just resonated with audiences at that time, and it's made him so popular. He was also known for his philanthropy and his efforts to preserve the culture and history of the American West. King George V, the second son of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra, who became the king right after his father's death. During his reign, he saw so many challenges. He faced so many challenges. He was the first cousin of the Tsar Nicholas II of Russia and Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany, and it just led to more tensions between these royal relatives during the World War I. He played a crucial role in transforming British monarchy to be more accessible and relatable to the public by making regular radio broadcasts and engaging in public activity. During his reign, he saw so many significant changes to the British politics, including the establishment of the Irish Free State and more calls for independence in India. His reign also witnessed the raising of the Labour Party and granting of full voting rights for women over the age of 25 in 1928. He famously kept a strict routine and was known for his punctuality, leading to the saying, "The clock has struck, I must go." He also had a close bond with his dog Caesar, who was a wild fox terrier and kept his company during so many hard times, including his last day. George V was succeeded by his son, Edward VIII, who later abdicated the throne, leading the accusations to George V's second son, who became King George VI. Maurice Chevalier was a French actor and singer who achieved international fame during the early to mid-20th century. He's known for his debonair charm and trademark tilted hats, and of course his great performances in both French and American films. His career spanned for several decades, celebrated for his distinctive singing styles. In addition to his acting career, he also had a successful recording career. Josephine Baker was a highly influential entertainer, activist, and French resistance agent. She refused to perform for segregated audiences. She was always an outspoken supporter of the civil rights. Her commitment to social justice made her the first American to receive military honors from the French government. Clara Bow, a beautiful, charming actress who I think just invented being the it girl. She became a symbol of modernity and changed the attitude towards women at the time. She became a leading symbol of the Black era. In the golden age of cinema, which was around 1927 to 1960, there was this man who captured the heart of audiences all around the world. It was Charlie Chaplin. Did you know that he once interred Chaplin lookalike actors and came in the third place? I mean, even the judges couldn't recognize the master of comedy right in front of them. Beyond his iconic characters, Chaplin was a man of many talents. Not only he acted and directed his own films, he also composed the music for the soundtracks of his films. including the theme song of the iconic theme song of Smile, which has since become a standard for popular music. His creative genius knew no boundaries, which just distinguished him from other artists in the early days of Hollywood. But let's not forget about his groundbreaking role in combining the United Artists, giving artists more freedom to create on their own terms. Coco Chanel, an iconic figure of the 1920s whose impact transcends the boundaries of time and style. Did you know that before revolutionizing the women's fashion, she used to be a cabaret singer? The story of this part of her life has been beautifully told in the film Coco Before Chanel, starring Audrey Tautou. And beyond popularizing a more casual and sporty style for women's fashion and freeing women from the constraints of corsets and heavy clothing, she was accused of having an affair with a Nazi officer during the World War II.
It smells like guilt and Chanel No. 5.
Which just tarnished her reputation. But there are some evidences that suggest she might have been involved in espionage activities for the Allies. Coco also held this fascination for astrology and numerology, seeking guidance from the stars and universe in her personal and professional endeavors, which I think just adds a mystical dimension to her creativity. So that was it